Okay, so recently, some players have came out or some characters have came out, you know what I'm saying? We got like the present mics, we got the miracles, and it seems like a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a lot of people, this community is very interesting. In the way that it like, you know what I'm saying, there'll be people who are like, hey, we're tired of the meta. First of all, this video right here, I'm playing the tech present mic, and we're getting destroyed by this young offer one for the first little bit. I mean, I was playing around a little bit, but I was also getting freaking destroyed. You're gonna see that, but you're gonna want to stick around for this game because it ends up being like pretty crazy. But anyways, I feel like the community is very split when it comes to this game and how like not even really split, just kind of contradictory it feels like, because there'll be people who will be like, yeah, we need more, balanced characters and, not many, meta strong characters and all that. And then, when characters that aren't as strong come out, they don't get any play. Or, if they're like a little bit more on the complex side, they don't get any play. Like President Mike is a prime example. Like people, they sit here and say, like, oh, his alpha damage is trash, which granted it is, but that's not how you're not supposed to play him like a, assault Deku or like a, what I'm saying, or like a Lady Nagant where you just kind of like shoot out alphas. That's not the goal with this character. You're supposed to, get your beta up, ride around, hit people with that, hit people with your gamma. That's like your main damaging thing, and when you're able to use that for both movement and damage, you can really like disrupt a whole like team fight if you're pretty smart about it. Same with like Merkel. I heard people like I was on the Reddit or whatever, the Ultra Rumble Reddit. People were like Merkel was kind of weak, and I'm like, really? And even though they're not, and you know what's crazy? Even when they're not really weak, if they just take a little bit of like, I don't even say that, like a little bit of skill here, people just won't play them. Mirko is a prime example. Like in the right hands, she will destroy you. In a 1v1 situation, she will destroy you. People will still rather play, what I'm saying, the Lady Nagants and all that, because not only are they kind of like broken, but they're easy to play. You know what I mean? So it's like, but it becomes a situation where it's like you got to look at it from the business standpoint of like the Ultra Rumble devs, because it's like you can't say like, oh, we want more balanced characters, but your actions reflect otherwise. You know what I mean? So like, they come up with balanced characters, you don't play them. So what does that tell the company? What does that tell the devs? They're like, okay, they're not really playing these more balanced characters. Eh, eh. Same thing happened with, I would say, what's his name? Technical Bakugo. How many technical Bakugos do you see right now? Genuinely. He came out, he was good for like that one day or so. People don't play him that much at all. Same for like, what I'm saying, what's his name? Assault overhaul. Another prime example. People say like his alpha damage is weak. He's a tickle monster, which he is that, but that's he's not supposed to be. I feel like, yeah, I feel like people just kind of want to play a certain way, kind of just spam out alphas and stuff like that. That's not how it works, bro. Overhaul has a combo that can pretty much guard break. If you get your gamma off, gamma into beta into alphas, that's either an instant guard break or almost an instant guard break. And it's like his cooldowns, you got to get the right, get the right tuning. Your cooldowns will come back, especially if you like quirk factor releases, which is really good on overhaul. You get that, your cooldowns come back pretty quickly for movement and everything. You know what I mean? So it's like there's certain ways to go about making these characters pretty, pretty tough. If like whether the cooldowns is the issue, the damage is the issue. There's some pretty balanced characters out there that I feel like people should play more to show the devs like, yo, we kind of want these more balanced characters. Strike Aizawa recently came out. Boy, and you know how many people are playing him? A lot of people are playing him. He's everywhere right now. And that's partly because, yeah, his skill set is pretty his skill set. Let's be honest, his skill set is pretty fun. Like, you know what I'm saying, moving around like freaking Spider-Man and doing all that. But another reason people are playing him is because he's freaking busted. If he came out at the same skill level, I'll say like this: if he came out at the same like, you know what I'm saying, tier level as, you know, who like Tech Bakugo or something like that, people wouldn't be playing him nearly as much. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's either like a very like split community when it comes to like, you know, people do we want balanced characters or do we want more overpowered characters? It's either a more split community or it's either a more contradictory community. So yeah, I kind of just want to talk about that. Play these characters like, and the thing is, I feel like an argument people will, you know, make is that, you know, hey, why would, you know, listen, I tried to play the more balanced characters, but you know, when I do, I get destroyed by the overpowered characters. Hey, that's just, listen. If you want change to happen, listen, be the change you want to see. That's all I can say. Be the change that you want to see, because it's clear the devs do not nerf people on time. That's just the reality. They're not gonna nerf people on time. The way that they're gonna stop coming out with, you know, more broken characters is if people stop playing the broken characters as much. That's just the reality from a business standpoint. If you keep, you know, spending these, you know, what is it? I'm about to say V-Bucks, like it's Fortnite. These freaking crystals on these guys and all that, like Rapid Deku, for example, who's like probably, man, he probably, that one dude probably made the game the most money out of any character. He's everywhere. And that's the reason they won't nerf him, because they know people, for one, he's the main character. For two, he's really strong. So like they're like, why would we nerf him? Stop making money. Nerf him out. Like he's a cash cow right now, you know? But if you wanna, you know, if you wanna see change, you might just have to take that, you know what I'm saying, that beating on, you know, Tech President Mike, you know. Take that beating from Lady Nagant. But, you know, hopefully there'll be like a change in the future where it's like, okay, more people are actually playing these, you know, more balanced characters, even though they're, you know, these strong characters are out. So maybe we can, you know, maybe we can rock with these more balanced characters, you know, because that's what the community seems to be saying as a large, from what I've known, like from what I'm seeing. People are saying, oh yeah, we want balanced characters. That's like, most people are saying that. People aren't really saying, yeah, we want overpowered characters. They'll be the overpowered characters, but they're not saying that's what they want. So maybe it's like, you know, when that change happened with the community, you know, the devs will actually look and be like, you know what, the community is actually saying this stuff and their actions are reflecting what they're saying. Okay, maybe we can get behind that. But until then, I don't think that that's gonna happen. I don't think that, you know, I would say like the past, like, how many characters have been kind of balanced? Maybe four release characters. I can't really remember. You know, there's Assault Overhaul, there's President Mike, there's Bakugo, there's somebody else. I feel like I'm forgetting here. Mirko. So like the past like 4 characters have been, I don't know if they're like, you know, gaps between those characters, but like the past few characters have been pretty balanced. But the community is not getting these characters like that. So from a business perspective, from a free game, I know that they're probably thinking right now, okay, they're saying they want these balanced characters, but their actions are not reflecting the same thing. What the freak should we do? Should we listen to their voices, or should we listen to their actions? That you know? Should we listen to their voices, or should we listen to their actions? Cause listen, what they say, the money talks, bro. The money talks, bro. If y'all spending y'all money somewhere, y'all spending y'all money on all the, you know, busted or really good characters, they have no reason to sit here and listen to your words of complaint saying we need they have no reason to listen to those words saying we need more balanced characters. And clearly it doesn't affect the people who are saying it too, and, you know, people who are complaining about it. It doesn't affect the overall like player count. I'm pretty sure the monthly player count has always remained pretty much the same. You know, like it's always been in that like 2,000, 2.5, you know, 2.5K range. And I'm pretty sure the highest player count actually came, well, besides like upon release, but I'm pretty sure one of the highest peaks recently is actually when, you know, One for All Deku came out, which that's something that they're gonna look at. Like, okay, We got this peak. We brought out this new. We brought out this new Deku. We brought out he's pretty good. He's pretty freaking good. And at the time, he had the melee loops and everything, so he was really busted at the time. Compared to now, where it's like, okay, we came out with 4 different characters. We haven't reached that same peak since. Granted, they're not the main characters, so that's something. Deku's gonna do what Deku do. You know what I'm saying? He's the main character. Of course, he's gonna bring in more players, but to act like it's not because he's broken as well, come on, man. So they would have no reason to actually listen to the words of and the complaints of majority of the community if majority of the community's words don't follow their actions. You know what I mean? Like that's just the reality of the situation. So play those, I guess weaker characters, you could say, balanced characters. Take that beating, show the devs like, hey, we want these characters. Our actions, our words, our actions reflect what we're saying. Because until then, and I'm not gonna lie, the devs have been pretty, I know people, like to not really, give this game a lot of props. I feel like people like to really hate on this game, which me too sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. But like the game has been pretty actually. I'm surprised, from a business standpoint, they're coming out with these, more balanced or quote unquote weaker, characters. Because from a business standpoint, that's probably the worst thing you could do. So it shows that they're actually like listening to the community's words. But I feel like that's only a temporary thing. That's only a temporary. Like listening to the words is only gonna be temporary if their actions aren't reflecting the same thing. Because when we get to like the next few characters and they don't show like a, what I'm saying, like okay, I just know how I would think. I would be like, okay, we listen to the words of the community. We may overhaul a certain way. Now he's kind of overhaul is balanced. Let's all overhaul is balanced. From a business perspective, I'm thinking in my head, okay, well, what if we made him more broken? You know what I'm saying? What if we made him more broken? The player count won't go down from broken characters. That's already been established. So players won't, leave from these more broken characters. But we'll also make more money. People will pay more crystals or whatever it's called. People will spend more crystals, which will result in them needing more crystals in the future, playing the game more often to get said crystals. That's something to look at, So the devs are actually being kind of nice to actually continuously, coming out with these more balanced characters. But listen, Strike Aizawa might just be the shift. He might be the shift. He might have been the turning point where people were just like, where the devs were just like, you know what, bro? We can make more money if we come up with these broken characters, clearly. Clearly we can. So you know what? We might as well just keep coming out with the broken characters. The community clearly don't know what they want because they say they want one thing, their actions reflect another. We're just going to keep coming out with the broken characters. Strike Aizawa he's starting the trend again. You know what I'm saying? He's starting the trend again. Because that guy is freaking busted. He has bro, a good Strike Aizawa, you're not beating him in a 1v1. I don't care who you are. The only way is if you're like a melee heavy character and you immediately close the distance. Aside from that, bro, that character is probably the worst character of release that I think we've got in like the past year. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like he counters everybody, just turns off your quirk, boom, and his cooldowns are just so good. It doesn't even he can keep spamming it, and not only that, it's like he has the gamma to turn off your quirk, but he also has the special action to turn off your quirk. He just has both, so he can just keep bullying you. Like your only choice is to go to your teammates and hope that they help you out, because in a 1v1 situation, you're getting cooked. And you better hope you don't run to your teammate and get him cooked too, because he turns off both of your quirks and tape both of y'all up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. That's my rant video for today. Mostly targeted towards the community. You know what I'm saying? This is honestly in support of the devs. Like I'm not gonna lie, in support of the devs video, because they come up with the broken characters. They do. Oh yeah, they do. They don't nerf their characters. They don't. But why would they? From a business standpoint, why would they? Why would they listen to the community whose actions reflect otherwise? I keep repeating that point, but I want to make sure it's getting in y'all head with that. So listen. Play these more balanced characters. Hop on that Assault Kirishima. Hop on that Mirko more. Hop on that Present Mike more. Even Strike Deku. Because until then, it's like, Or maybe the devs will continue being nice. They'll keep coming out with these more balanced characters like the Prison Blanks, the soul overhauls, and all that. Maybe they will, and maybe maybe it'll be good. Maybe they'll just I heard there was a recent recent they said something about like the busted characters and how there's gonna be like an upcoming patch to resolve that issue. Listen, I could be overreacting. Maybe maybe we don't need to play these more balanced characters. Maybe maybe they'll just continue listening to the words of the community, despite the actions of the players. Despite more people playing these busted characters. Because from a business standpoint, it don't make sense. But hey, listen, they're gonna listen to y'all. Because if they nerf Nagant, that's listening to y'all. But even though Nagant could bring in a lot more money from being as good as she is. But hey, that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all really do y'all more focused on playing? And I don't even want to say this like don't play any of the broken characters because the broken characters can be fun. Let's not act like rapid deku isn't fun, bro. It's fun to zoom around and melee and then boom 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 and then you hear the voice lines with it. Like it's fun, bro. Same with like armored all might. I actually never played Nagant before, but I'm sure that's fun too, having the double jumps and boom boom boom. So yeah, you should play them characters too, but just try to expand your reach. Show the community that what I'm saying, we rock with these more balanced characters as well, and maybe they'll balance characters more often if if we show them like, hey, we'll spend crystals on these guys too. We'll spend some crystals on these guys too. Maybe they'll be quicker to balance people. That because they'll have no reason not to at that point. People are still paying for them. The community is saying we want more balanced characters. Boom. But I'm gonna get up out of here and y'all watch the rest of this video. The end is pretty good. Thank you for watching. Let me know what y'all think as always. Peace out.